Hey guys, and welcome to Learn How to Crochet with Crystal. So here we are on our second project. Super exciting. So I figured we are going to move on to a half double crochet stitch. So I just finished this guy, but I'm contemplating I might do 3 pom-poms on each side or so, or just fill it in. Right now I have 2 on each side, but I think I'm going to go all the way around with this. But it's going to be super duper cute. Every day's a party at my house, or if you like clowns, then it kind of looks like a clown outfit, or where the ruffles are up at the pom-poms or ruffles up at the top. Yeah, so this is the end result of this one. Now I'm going to walk you through how to make it. You do not have to do the clown outfit. That was just kind of an idea. Like, you can decorate it really with whatever you want, right? Like, you can make little pom-poms like how I mentioned before, and that are a little bit bigger, like these guys, with a fork, which you can find on my pom-pom tutorial. And or you can do the little pom-poms like I have done here. Conversation hearts. I'm also going to show you, sorry, I still have like stringies on my glue stick on here. I'm still going to show you also how to do, there's a conversation heart one for Valentine's Day. So this one, like, not everybody's into Valentine's, right? So I thought that I'd come up with a second option. But yeah, you can basically kind of just wing it, right? Like, this is the time to get creative and just kind of do what you want with it. Or don't do anything at all, right? You can just leave it plain if you just want it plain Jane. You can kind of do the fringe like we did on the coffee mug cozy tutorial that I did previous to this. You can do the same thing around the top here where you kind of have a ruffle effect if you don't want to. If you don't have a glue gun, or you don't want to do any hot gluing and you just want to do what have you, like, I mean, it's pretty dangerous. Look, I got blisters on my fingers from doing these little guys. So if you do these, be extremely careful because, yeah, they're small and they kind of fall about. Like, some of them just kind of fell where they wanted to fall. I say, okay, well, it is what it is. I guess that's where you're going to be. And I just kind of left it. And but yeah, I got some pretty good burns last night putting those suckers on. So yeah, so super excited to show you guys this new stitch. Half double crochet isn't, oh, how do I explain it? It's used for, well, projects like this. Scarves are another one. There's quite a few, but it's not used as often as the one that we did last time, the single crochet stitch. That is the most common I find. But if you're looking at your chain or your stitches, sorry, it's like basically a slip stitch, right? And then single crochet, and then double crochet is the next kind of level up in tallness of the stitch, if you want to say. So that's why I figured I'd do this. I was kind of going back and forth between moving on to the double crochet stitch and continuing working, you know, back and forth in like a square or rectangle or a straight line. Or the other option was to do start working in rounds with single crochet. And I was back and forth for a while, but I think since we're working straight across right now, we'll just continue with that. At least you guys kind of know what a single crochet is. I hope you don't forget, but if you kind of do, then you can go back to the first tutorial and it should come back to you. But the reason why I did that is because it's a little bit harder to see your stitches, if you want to say, than working straight across when you're working in the round sometimes, especially if your stitches are a little bit tighter. So I I thought that this way would be better, and then we will come back to single crochet later on. Same thing with decorating, like that's why I kind of did the felt hearts and this and that, because a lot of the hearts are originally made with a magic ring, and then you are working in those circles. But a heart actually can be very tricky to make. And I don't want anyone to get frustrated or anything like that. Like, I even still have a hard time because at the top of the heart, like right here, it can be super duper tricky. And I want to avoid all the frustration, and these are beginner tutorials. So to start off, I figured it would be better to do this, and then we can work into that later, right? Like, we have so much that we can do still, and that I'm wanting to show you and teach you, but I'm just wanting to kind of take it easy at first. But we'll get there. We'll get there, right? And these are fun too. So, oh, and also I was going to mention, if you don't want, I think I mentioned it in my other video, well, the decorating part of the video. If you don't want to do the conversation hearts with like the red pen or what have you, like you can even just do like red and pink hearts. I ended up after the fact, which I will show you because I'm planning on using the conversation hearts for this one that I'm making. That's why I'm using a little bit of an off-white yarn. I'm hoping that the white conversation hearts will still show up okay on there, like that they won't just kind of blend in. We will see when we get there, but yeah, after the video though, I figured, like, why am I doing it like this? Why don't I just fold the felt in half and fold it in half again and then trace it, and then you have like 4, right? And opposed to like tracing each one out. So that's a little bit of a tip to save you a little bit of time. But yeah, or you don't have to, right? You can have big hearts, little hearts, like I said, it's your creation. So just make it yours, whatever you want to do, however you want to do that. And yeah. Okay. So this one here, we are going to be working this kind of like this way. So back and forth this way. Okay. And, so for the chain, like this is how much room I have at the top. And I think I counted for my stitches, I think I did about 32 or 33 even. And so it shows about this much of the top of the box, which is completely fine. Like, especially with my pom-poms there, you can't really see. But if you want it to be a little bit more in, then I'd just add on like maybe a couple more rows, which would bring you maybe here. Like, I wouldn't do any more than 2. So like, say if you're working 34 across, 35 with your working chain, that should be fine. And then this is how much is on the bottom. Like, I mean, I could probably even pull this up like a little bit more, but I just don't want to stretch it too much. So yeah, just to give you an idea. So this is about 33 with the working chain, I believe. 32. Like, this side here is kind of already coming up. So like, I'd say 1 or 2 chains if this bothers you, right? If you don't like this being as revealy, that's an option. But I am going to do, well, I don't know if I want the same for this or not. You know what? I'm going to increase it by 1. So I'm going to do 34 with my working chain for this one. So anywho, we're going to start off kind of the same way as we did last time. Actually, no, we're not. Because last time, after I watched the video again, I told you to kind of go like this. Well, that's what you kind of do for a magic ring. And I don't know what I was thinking. I must have been working on another project where I was doing magic rings. But for this, we can just cross over like this do whatever's easier for you, right? Like it's okay to know other methods. And then we have that loop. Then I just kind of push it through, or you can use your hook and pull it through, whichever is easier for you. And you pull, pull, pull. Oops, not that side. No, come back out. All right, now we have our little loop. And so of course, with our working loop, our working chain, we want to have 34 on our foundation chain, right? So 33 plus the working chain at the end. So 33 on our foundation chain plus the chain 1 of our working loop will be 34. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to just do that up real quick here. Okay, so I have 33 here, and don't forget, like, it's going to stretch, like, when you put it over, hence cozy, so it will stretch a bit, like mine have here. And so I have 33 in my chain. Oh, I should just move this ball of yarn over here, because... So 33 here, and then I need one more for my working chain. Okay, so that means that we are going to go into this one here, this chain, right? Oh, I didn't bring my little needle. So not this one, because that's our working chain right here, but we're going to go into this one, the second chain from the hook here. Well, when my hook was in there. So, all right, so for a half double crochet, we go in to our chain. Oh, no, sorry, we don't. We yarn over, then we go in through our chain. Sorry, my hands always kind of tend to let fall down, like kind of drop, and then I gotta remember, hello. And so, you know, with a single crochet, we didn't yarn over, right? So we only had the 2 loops. We had this loop and this loop, but because we yarned over, we had the 3rd loop on our hook. So a half double crochet, you guys are probably gonna like this, or maybe not. I find it easier, well, as you kind of go more, but you're gonna pull through all, I think I did this a little tight because I'm looking in the camera. Don't get hooked. Don't fall off. All 3 loops on your hook, like so. I got a little bit hooked there. Okay, so that's a half double crochet. So we yarn over. Don't forget to yarn over. I'm almost even forgetting. Yarn over, insert your hook through the chain, the next chain, and pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over, insert, and pull through all 3. Now, I kind of get in a rhythm sometimes because, like, I tend to usually stitch a little tighter, which isn't working out for me on the camera or on video, but I try to do a little bit looser on here just for that purpose, so I'm not getting caught up. But then sometimes my hook's falling out because I'm not used to doing it as loose. So anyway, but I kind of get into a groove sometimes where I'll go 1 and then and then pull through the other 2, and opposed to pulling through all 3, because I will get caught up. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting to yarn over. Sorry. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and pull through all 3. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and go through all 3. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop. And this is what I mean, like sometimes I'll go like this and do 1 and then 2. But do whatever's comfortable for you, or if you can manage to get all 3 in. I know typically when I'm working I can't, like I said, but because my stitches are a little bit looser while I'm doing this on camera, it doesn't seem to be too bad to get it through all 3 in one shot. So anyways, we will continue this all the way to the end, and I will meet you there.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that.
Okay, and I am coming to the end here. So remember with single crochet, it was like kind of, I made the comment, it was kind of like a country, like 2-step, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, this one, I don't know, I was just thinking this one kind of reminds me of like a slide, like in the 50s, you know, when they slide across the floor, like Back to the Future kind of thing. But anyway, okay, so here we go, and 33, oops, 33, and then we chain 1, so that would be our 34, that chain 1. Okay, so I have my chain here now. Now, we're going to do something a little different, because we want to get this line kind of design here. Okay, so typically, and we're going to be going into this one right here, right there. Okay, typically for a half double crochet, we do like, well, exactly what we just did. Most times you want to work through both of these loops, like so. These 2 right here. But we're not going to be doing that, okay? Because we want to get this line effect that we have here. So this here is our front loop, okay? This is called our back loop, the one on the top here. Okay, and if you look on the other side, we even have a 3rd loop right here. Okay, so when we're working through the back loop only, try to make sure that you don't take up that 3rd loop as well, because it is super duper easy to do. You don't want to do that. You just want this one. And I mean, if you do, it is fine. Like, you can't really see it with a naked eye, but just to show you, because we're working across this way, this is what kind of happens. You get like these little, you know, it's like you have this line, and then you have like, oops, right? Like all of a sudden, you don't, like, there's no line right there, right? So it's kind of creates like a little bit of a, well, not a hole, I guess, but, you know, it just, you know, I probably have other ones here somewhere. But anyways, so just to kind of show you what happens, like that's what it will look like, which isn't huge. And, you know, we're just starting out. Don't be so hard on yourself if you do. Like, I know we all want it to look like the best. Oh, right here. Here's another one right here. So we all want our work to look the best, but to tell you the honest truth, like, nobody's really going to know but you, right? Because they're going to be so busy, like, looking at your pom-poms and your conversation hearts and just, like, right? Or just turn the box the other way if it bothers you. But I would, like, if you do one here or there, I mean, if you're a perfectionist, okay, fine, whatever, right? You can pull it back, like unravel it back, and then go back to that part and fix it. But honestly, like, perfection comes with time. So I wouldn't fret over it. I wouldn't like stress out over it or anything. Just, it's fine, right? Like I said, I still did it. And you're gonna have that sometimes, right? And then like say this will be your project, like this is your thing, this is what you love doing. Like you're gonna find projects that you just absolutely love doing. Like this might not even be what you love doing. Not meaning that you don't like crochet. Maybe instead you like making stuffies, right? Like stuffed animals like origami or whatever. But this might be your thing, and then you perfect it, right? As time goes on. Right now we're just, you know, kind of just dabbling here and there and a little bit of everything. And then you can kind of decide like, oh, you know what? I really enjoy doing this one or that one, right? So, and then you just continue on with that. But I just want to kind of show you a little bit of everything, and then you can, yeah, then you'll see which ones you like. It'll come to you anyway. So we're going to yarn over. We are going to insert our hook only in that back loop, pull up a loop, and go through all three just like we were before. The only thing is instead of working in the chain, we are only taking up that back loop right there. Okay. See, I almost got caught underneath there. So just be careful and try and take that one. Like I said, if you do take up that back one though, it's not a huge deal. It really isn't. Like as long as you're just not doing it like the whole way through, or like a lot where it's gonna really be noticeable, then I would not worry about it. Okay, now you see we're kind of creating that line here, and on the other side, when I turn my work over here, you can see all these little lines here, right? So that's how you can kind of tell. But anyway, so we're going to continue on, yarn over, go through that back loop only, yarn over. Remember, the back loop is actually not the one in the back. That's your third loop. Your back loop is the one that's on the top. This is your front, back, and third. Okay. Yarn over, go through, pull up the loop. Okay, and you can kind of tell too, like when you are working through, did I go through both there? You can kind of tell too, like when you were working through the back loop only, that you will have more like stretchiness, right? And opposed to if you go through both, you feel a little bit more restraint. So sometimes you can catch yourself by knowing that, oh, like my loop isn't stretching up like it typically does. And you'll also get these fuzzies sometimes when you're working with the yarn. Like it's fine, like we can trim it down later, like after. We can always trim it down. So I wouldn't worry about it. Like sometimes you can pull them off, but if it's pulling on your yarn and stuff, I wouldn't worry about it. It's just part of the manufacturing of it, I guess. All right. So we are going to go into here, and now this is our last loop here. So you can see the front, you can see the front chain here, or not chain stitch, sorry, front of the stitch here. That one's the back, and then you have the third one. Sorry, it's a little bit hard to see, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Then you have the third one back here. So this is your third one here. So front, back, that's the top one there. So we yarn over, we go through that top one, and we pull through all 3. Now, don't forget to chain 1 at the end of every row. That's your working chain, okay? And then when we turn this over, we'll go back this way. I'm just gonna, oh, I guess it did come off a bit. I don't know why. Okay, well, that works. So sometimes it does, and sometimes it kind of sticks on there where you kind of just have to carefully trim it off that you don't cut your work. All right, so we chain 1 and then we turn. And then we just keep doing that, see? And then we get that kind of nice line, almost like a sweater look. It kind of reminds me of a knitted sweater or something. Really cool design though. And so yeah, just keep doing that. The back loop only, all the way through. So I am done doing the whole set here. It's actually 34 rows. So if you look here at these lines here, sorry, let me turn this over this way. It'll be easier that way. So if we look at those lines, these ones here, every one of these will be a 2. So like you're kind of skipping these ones that are behind. So just the ones that are up front. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 32, 4, and then this one will be 35. So we have 35 rows all together. Now, look at which side you kind of like the best of your work. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you can just pick whichever one you like the most. And I think I like this side more. So this is the side, the side that we want to face out, we're actually going to fold up right now. Okay, because once that we close this off, we're gonna turn it inside out, because we want the seam to be hidden inside. Our tissue, like in the inside of, like, sorry, facing the inside of the tissue box, so it'll be hidden. Like, nobody will even know that it's there, is what I'm trying to say. La la la. Okay, so because I'm kind of on this side, it's going to be a little bit harder to like work through. Like, I just need to attach it to this one first. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are going to do, just like so. Then we're going to just do slip stitches all the way across, trying to line up both of them as best as we can. Okay, so a slip stitch is a simple just, you go inside, yeah, this one. So you go in this stitch here, the first one, you go through both the front and the back, you pull up a loop, and you pull through. Okay, let's do it again. And we're just going to do this all the way across. So we try and line those up as best as we can. Okay, we'll go into this one and pull through both of those and pull through. Go into the front, go into the back, pull up a loop and pull through. Okay, I'll go into this one, pull up a loop and pull through. And we're just going to keep going with this all the way to the end. Okay, so now we are nearing the end. Just have a few more to go through here. All right. And I'm going to go through that last one more time, just to kind of make sure that it's secure there. Oh man, did that one really tight. There we go. Now I lost my yarn. Get back on there. Okay, and then to finish off, excuse me, we want to just leave enough length of a tail to sew in. So we're gonna have to sew both of these in. The one from our beginning and then this one. And then we just kind of pull through. Like so. All right. Like that. Okay. So now we have both of these. Sometimes I even do like just an extra tie with these two, just to make sure that it's, you know, that it doesn't unravel. I always worry about that, but, and then I just realized that I forgot my, my needle. Just give me 1 second, I'll be right back. So then we grab our needle here. Your needle. Okay. And then we just want to hide these ends in as best as we can. So if you remember this from the mug cozy. So I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna try and like put it in behind these ones somehow. I just kind of, oops, I'm going here. You see that? How it's just kind of sliding behind some of these stitches here. Can't get in behind that one. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to go back in. Kind of going through another one. We don't need to go too far, just as long as we hide it a bit there. That should be good. Oh. All right, now to hide this, we're just going to give it a little tug, and we're going to snip it, and then the end, when we pull it, it's going to just hide itself inside there. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. Just going to flip it over to the other side. Excuse me. And we're just going to go in behind some of these stitches, just like we did with the other one. Just kind of wherever you can get it in. Like there's no, you know, right or wrong way. You just kind of, as long as it's kind of hidden in there and it's going to be held in here like securely, so doesn't really come undone. And we went it through a few, so that, because if we cut it up here, it might just pop out, which I've learned that on my own mistake when I first started. Okay, so that should be good, right? Its chances of it unraveling all the way up that way are kind of slim. And there you have it. So we have our, don't forget to turn it back right side out, the side that you want showing, like so. And there you go. Now it is going to be a little snug at first when you're putting it on to your Kleenex box. It is going to be snug just because it's freshly made. If you want, you can kind of try and stretch it a little bit, because it will stretch, right? But the first time you're putting it on here, it's a little bit of a struggle. Get on there. I'm sorry, just give me a second here to get it started. All right. So you want to be a little careful just because it is going to stretch. But then after the first time, it will become easier. It won't be as hard to stretch over, because then I'll kind of hold it stretched for a while it's on the box. Almost there. Ugh. Let me go out. Okay. And you can even because it gets caught on the corners here, so you can even pull up on the corners a bit. Trust me, it gets easier each time, but it's a cozy. It's gonna be cozy. All right, put this guy on there, like so. Okay, looking pretty good. Maybe just a little more up, because we got quite a bit here on the bottom left. So I'll pull this side up a bit and turn it around and do kind of the same thing. Okay, that's good. Okay. And voila. Maybe that's a little bit too high. There you go. And then remember, we added a couple more on than I had on the first one, so it covers it a little bit more, so that's nice. And I might still put a border on here, just kind of like how I did with the coffee mug. I think is the kind of border I'm gonna do. I'm not sure what color yet. I think that's why yeah, I haven't really decided what color, but once I get the conversation hearts on this one, I'll kind of know if I want to do purple or pink or red or what have you. Or maybe I might just leave it as is. I'm not really sure yet. But that's it. There you have it. So that's our cute little tissue box cozy. Let me zoom out a bit. Voila. I would love to see yours. If you're not part of my Facebook group, then please join, and I would love to see your finished project at any time, or even in the comments below here. Don't forget to subscribe, invite your friends, and like this video if you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining. Bye!